Hello guys, welcome to Salesforce Anytime channel. So today we are going to look at how we can add multiple fields to a custom object. Normally how we do this is we actually open up the object manager for a given object, and then we add the custom fields one by one for that given object. So today we are going to look at a method where we can add multiple custom fields on a single screen. So let's start looking at this now. So let's suppose I have an object which I need to add multiple fields on, and probably you might have got that list of fields from your business, from your architect, or from maybe you created that list of fields in a CSV format. So that also you can use and actually use to upload the CSV file directly, and then import those fields into your org. So let's suppose I want to create a new object and then add the fields onto that. So let me create a new object here quickly. So I'm going to go create custom object. Let's call this object as shipment. So the plural label will be shipments, and I just want to make it very basic. I don't want to add too much stuff on this. So let's see, the description is shipment again. I won't change any default options here. Let the default options as is, and let's say deployed and then save. So okay, I got my shipment object created here, which is a custom object. You can see the API name is __c ending with __c. And if you go to the fields and relationships, all standard fields you can see here, like 4 standard fields are already created. And let's suppose you want to add custom fields, then you got to go here, a new custom field, and add one by one, like one field at a time you can add, right? In Salesforce you can select field type, and then you go next, and you add that field, right? So we are going to look at how we can add multiple fields on a single screen, so it will save you a ton of time. Okay, let's log into the packmagics.com and see how we can create multiple fields on a single screen. So let me log in using OAuth 2.0, select my developer org here. So you can select whatever org you want to create the fields in, and then I need to allow access so that it can create the fields using APIs. So I'm just logged in here, and I want to create multiple fields. So I would click on the bulk fields creator, and here you can see a screen where you can select the object for which you want to create, or actually you can also view the custom fields or all fields actually inside an object. So for example, if I click on account, it would show you all the fields account has. And the good thing about this is you can view label name, like API name of the field. You can view the field type, the length, if it's mandatory, and so on. And then the important stuff here is like if it's a lookup field, you can see the reference to object name and the relationship name. So whatever relationship name it has, it will show you that. And you can also see pick list values. So if it's a pick list field, so for example this is a pick list field, and you would see all the pick list values related to that pick list. So this is good for documentation purposes, or if you want to understand an object very quickly, you can scroll through and see what are the different pick list values here available. And the lookup field is called as a reference in the API. So this looks like a reference, it's showing it here. And so we got all the fields here. So now we want to add custom fields, right? And we created an object which was shipment object. So let's look at that object. So oops. Yeah, it is here. So I got all the fields. Again, these are a lot of standard fields here. I don't see any custom fields because if you can see the API name, there are no fields ending with underscore underscore C, right? So that means all these are standard fields. Now I want to create new fields. Okay, now let's look at how we can add new custom fields on a single screen. So if you want to do that, just click on this button, create new fields. So what this will do is it will bring up another screen where you can add multiple fields on a single screen. So here it can show you, this is for object name shipment, which is a custom object, and if I want to add number of fields, I can click on add row multiple times, so it will give me that number of fields on the screen. So I've added 3 rows. Now let me enter and show you different types of fields, how we can add it. So let's see, first is a text field, so normal text. So I'll just say normal text. So this is a label, so I don't need to have underscore in this. So this is a normal text field, and the field name should be, for example, you can see we should be ending with underscore underscore C and should not have any spaces. So I'll just say normal text underscore underscore C, and then field type, you can select here. You just have to click here, and then a drop down will show up. So in this case I want text, so I can select text, and the length of the field I'm going to keep it as 255, and you can select whether this field is mandatory or not mandatory, and whether this is an external ID or not, but I don't want to keep any of these. And then there is description of the field, so it's always a good practice to enter description for each field. So I'm just saying normal text field. The help text also is helpful, so I'm just going to add the same description there. So the reference to and relationship, these fields are required only for lookup fields, so I don't need to add as of now. Again, pick list values also I don't need to add, and the decimal places are only for number fields. So I'm going to show you probably one type of field for each of these. So let's add another as a lookup field. So let's say just a test lookup, and the API name for that test lookup underscore underscore C, and then this is a lookup field, so I'm going to select lookup. The length will not be entered here, don't need a length for that. I'm not going to enter the checkboxes. This one I just say lookup, that's it, test lookup actually. And then so the reference to, so we need to actually enter which object it is referring to. So if you are entering a lookup which is related to a standard object, then you just enter the standard object API name here, and if it's a custom object, then obviously you enter the custom object ending with underscore underscore C. So right now I'm going to create it for just the account, so I'll say account. The relationship name again has to be without like underscore underscore C. So if you are going to create it for account, then obviously I'm going to say account only. Okay, and then if it is for custom object, then again you don't have to enter the underscore underscore C here. Okay, it will automatically rename it to underscore underscore R after creating it. Okay, So I don't need to enter pick list values. Decimal place is not required. So let's look at another example as a pick list, how we can do this, right? So test pick list, this is another field. I'm going to say test pick list underscore c. Then here I'm going to select the type as pick list. Okay, and length I don't need any. I'm not going to check any boxes here. Again, the description, I'm just going to say it's a pick list field. You can enter the description of whatever you have as per your business requirement. Then reference to relationship, these are lookup fields, specific information, so I don't need to enter that. So pick list values, now here you can enter the pick list values. So here you can enter this in two types. Actually you can enter the value which you need to see on the drop down, and then the value which need to be stored in background, so that you can give it with the help of pipe symbol like this. And let's see, I have entered one value, so this will be like yes will be displayed on the drop down and y will be stored in the background. And if you want to enter another value, I just enter semicolon, which is a separator, and then I enter no, and whatever value in the background needs to be stored is n for that. So this is how I entered it. I mean, optionally, if you don't want the background value to be different, then you can just enter yes and then semicolon no, so that will be created as same as whatever value you see on the drop down will be storing the same value in the background. So right now I'm going to create it with this. Yeah, so and then decimal places I'm not going to enter because it was for number field. Let's add another test number field, test number field. Oops, I don't need underscore in the label, but I do need it in the API name. So test number underscore c, and this is going to be number. And the length, again, the length how it works for number is different than how it works for text field. So normally the number fields would have lengths like 18 is the maximum, I think. And the decimal places for that you can select, like normally we do 2 decimal places, but it can vary depending on your requirements. So now I have selected that, and then let's put the description and the help text here. And now let's try to create these fields. So once I have all the fields on the screen, I can then hit the bulk create fields button to create those fields. So if there are any errors, then I should see the errors on the top here. So let's see, I'm clicking on this button. Okay, so I have hit the button bulk create fields, and after that I got these results. So you can see so there are errors, but if you can see closely, watch the errors, you can see that the error is only on the second field. So first field was created properly, which is a shipment text field. Second field was a lookup field which got error out, so it says the account relationship name is not proper, that we can correct. And the third and fourth text fields, test pick list field and test number fields also got created. So what do we need to do is we just need to update the relationship name. I think by mistake I mentioned account as relationship name, but ideally it should be the field name which is kind of like this. So you can put a test lookup is what would be the relationship name here. It doesn't have to be actual object name, so whatever you're referring to, it can be that name. And then I'm going to try this field again after removing other fields because they already got created. So if I am again hitting bulk create fields button with all the fields, then it would error out again because first and second third second first and third fourth fields are already created. So I just need to remove first, third and fourth, which got successfully created. So I'll just delete those, and then this is the only one which I want to create again. Let's hope we are not going to receive any errors again, but let's hope that. Let's see. So I'm going to hit the bulk create button again. So it says bulk creating fields. Oh, got an error again. Okay, so I think there was already a field with test lookup when we created it initially. So I'm going to change the relationship name to maybe account lookup and see what it does. So let's hit the bulk create fields now again. Yep, so this got created now. So remember one thing always, that once you have all the fields created, you need to set up the field level security in order to access those fields, even for system admin. If you want to go back and check if your fields are got created, so I need to refresh this list of fields. So I'm going to select any other object and then go back to shipment again. So what it is going to do is, it's not going to show me the fields which we created recently, the lookup field, pick list field, number fields, right? So in order to see those fields, what you need to do is go to the field level security first. So once you are in field level security, just go to the shipment object. Oops. So here's the shipment object, and here you should be able to see all the fields which got created. So apparently while testing I created these two fields which were kind of deleted, so that's why you see them like postfix with delete keyword. So these are the fields we don't want to pick up. So then lately we just created these fields, right? The test lookup, the text field, pick list, and number field. So these are the four fields we created, and I would click on view edit perms in order to check its permissions. So as you can see here, all the four fields are on the right side. You can see the columns for them, and profiles and permission sets you can see on the left hand side as rows. So what we need to do is, at least for system admin for now, we need the permissions to in order to view those fields. So I'm going to give them edit access for system admin profile, and I'm going to hit the save perms button. Once it's saved, it will just the button will stop processing, so it's saved now. If you want to see if your permissions are saved, you can click on the view edit perms button again, and there you should see the permissions updated for system admin. So yeah, so it's updated. So going back again, going back to the bulk fields created. So here if you select now shipment object, now you should see your new fields which got created. So yep, so you can see the pick list, the number, pick list, text field, and lookup field are here. So you can see, right? You can see a relationship name is like test lookup underscore underscore r. So we did not enter underscore underscore r while creating it, but it got that automatically. So this is how you can bulk create fields when you add it on the screen. But now I'm going to show you like what if you already have the fields in CSV format, right? So how do we create that? So let's see that now. So I already have some fields created in a CSV file, so I'm going to use that. Let's see, we can open it up and see what are the fields there here. So I have already created the fields like with the label, name, and information like we did on the screen, right? So same thing I did it, but this time in the Excel, or you can do it in CSV, however you want, right? And then you save it, and then we can use this for importing the bulk fields into the system, Salesforce system. So this will be helpful when your business analyst or you're getting the requirements from somebody else that you need to create maybe 100 fields, right? In that situation, you don't want to add all those fields on the screen, and you can simply just import them from a CSV, which has to have this format. Although so in this format I have already have again one pick list field, one text, one lookup, and one number, just for example. Okay, so here I'm going to click on upload from CSV button, and after that I can click on browse button to select from the file system. So this is my file shipment new fields, and I'm going to now I can see once I clicked on the file and I clicked on open, I can see all the records or all the fields mentioned in the CSV file are appeared on the screen now. So I can double check if those are there. Yes, so those are there. So you can see one thing, important thing is here. So if you mention any fields as mandatory, like this at the object level, then you can't set up field level security for that field. So for example, here order lookup field I'm putting here, but that field, once you set as mandatory at the object level, then you don't be able to set the field level security for it. The reason for that is that it doesn't make sense, because if it's a mandatory at the object level, then Salesforce expects that you always enter a value, so no matter what profile you are in, right? So that's the reason it won't let you set up the field level security. So let's go ahead and create these fields using bulk create fields button. Let's see if we get any errors or not. So I hit the button, I'm waiting for to complete. Yep, so we got some error. So you can see in the errors that we got the shipment type field created, we got the shipment notes created, we got an error on the order, which is a lookup field, and we also got the points earned, which is a number field, which is also created. So only we got an error on the order field, which is a lookup field, and apparently it's the same error what we got during the screen when we entered the fields on the screen, right? So at that time also we got similar error. So the relationship doesn't have to be the same, it has to match. It doesn't have to be the standard order, I guess, standard field. So we're going to change this to something else. So I can say this is a related order, and we are going to remove other fields because they got already created, and then we are going to try bulk create fields again. I'm going to just close this message as well and bulk create fields again. Okay, so I know why we are getting this error. Actually, whenever we mention a lookup field required, that time we also have to check the another box in Salesforce, which is like restrict delete required for the lookup foreign key. So that is the reason we are getting this error. So ideally I wouldn't make the lookup field as mandatory, because normally if it has to be a mandatory thing, I would go for master detail, right? So I don't want to keep this as mandatory, and I can try again creating this field. So hopefully this time there should not be any errors. Yep, so we got it created successfully, and now we can go back and give field level security to these fields, newly created fields, so that we can view again those under shipment object. So I'm just going to go to the field level security again. I'm just going to remove these fields because we already gave the permissions, and I'm going to select shipment. So I can see the new fields, right, which we created, which were like shipment notes, points earned, shipment type, and the order lookup field. So these are the 4 fields we created. So I'm going to give system admin as read permission, read and edit. So this is system admin. For these 4 fields I'm giving edit, right, and then I'm hitting save permissions. So it will save. Once it's saved, it will stop processing. Going back, if you want to verify again for these 4 fields the permission is given right or not, I just go there. I can see the permission is already given. So now I can go back to the bulk fields creator and then see those fields in the shipments. So shipment object, and here at the bottom you can see those 4 new fields got created. Yep. So this is how you can bulk import fields from CSV, and then you can also bulk create them on the screen, also on the single screen, so you don't have to actually go one by one field in the Salesforce setup. So thank you very much for watching this video. Talk to you again. Bye.